Welcome everybody to the last session of the day for Imagine 2020 Virtual. My name is Alana Hopanoa. I am the Checkpoint Vendor Manager here at Westcon. And today we are very lucky to have with us Sean Luke from our local Checkpoint team. Sean's going to be presenting today for us on achieving a quantum leap in security. Now, if you have any questions for us today, we have a Q&A window just on the right-hand side of the screen. So pop your questions in there, and Sean and I will come back around to those towards the tail end of the session. We have a couple of prizes today for you to be aware of. All of our attendees today will get a zone alarm for your mobile device, which is fantastic for securing those mobile devices. And secondly, the big prize for today is some amazing Jabra earbuds. So this prize is linked to the survey questions at the tail end of the webinar. When the webinar finishes, you'll be prompted to complete a couple of survey questions, fill that in, and one lucky person will go in the draw to win these, which will be drawn at the end of the day. So at this time, I will now hand over to Sean. Sean, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Alana, for that amazing introduction from your side. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining. I can see we've got a huge attendee list on here. It's fantastic to see everybody joining this session. In this session, I want to talk about perimeter gateways or the quantum leap for security. As today's topic was, it was mostly focused on cloud. Cloud security is very important. Totally agree with that. However, network perimeter security is important as well. So for today's agenda, we're going to cover the Infinity, quantum gateways, and then the base for last is the Maestro piece. So let's start with this. As most of you know, that Infinity Checkpoint's got the product called Infinity, which is a Infinity architecture. In this architecture, we cover stuff like networks. We've been the leading vendor for networks for the last 26 years now. Endpoint, we've been doing endpoint now for 10 years, the last couple of 10 years, yeah, 10 years now. We received a AA rating from NSS Labs on this. Mobile security is we're the leading security vendor when it comes to mobile security. App stores are using our technology to secure or to scan apps within their environments to see if there's any malicious apps. And then cloud, where is a very big important place is the cloud. We've been playing the cloud for a while now, long. We've got certifications with all of the bigger cloud vendors, from Ali to Azure to AWS to Google. But not only that, we provide a security posture check for our customers with the product Dome 9. If you guys are interested in that part, please reach out to us and the Checkpoint representative will assist you on that. And then workloads. Workloads became a very important part of businesses, and as more and more businesses uses workloads, it's utmost importance to secure those workloads. With the product we acquired, Protego, we can do just that. Your Kubernetes, Lambda functions, containers, and so on will be protected. Then the last bit is IoT. Yep, IoT is very important. They said in a couple of years, there's going to be 1 billion IoTs connected to the world. And how do we at Checkpoint protect you or protect your IoTs from the hackers outside? With our AT, we can provide you visibility of all of the IoTs that's connected in your network, show you the vulnerabilities, and show you also if they need to be patched or not. But something else as well, on top of that, we can provide a IoT IPS profile to protect those IoTs from known vulnerabilities in the outside world. So this is the Infinity architecture. But this is not just the architecture, it's actually a commercial model. This can be set into a per price, per month, per user. So you can take all of this security, all of the base security in the world, put it into a single price, and Bob's your uncle, you're away. So how do we do this? Well, with the Infinity, we've got 60 plus services to protect the entire Infinity story or the Infinity architecture. So we prevent the known, prevent the unknown. We do the zero trust, the hardening and the compliance, which is very important for a lot of customers, and then the code and API security in that space. As mentioned, it's very important. This is our Infinity architecture as well as it's a commercial model where we cover all of your bases. But that's Infinity. let me introduce you to the new kids to the block, quantum security gateways. It's not quantum physics, however, it is a quantum leap in speed for gateways. And how do we do that? Well, we then do a sandblast out of the box. So when you get these quantums, you get a base security out of the box, hyperscalability with the Maestro, and then the consolidation where we use our Infinity Portal with R80 software where we can cut your security operations. So, as mentioned, when getting a quantum appliance, you'll get the highest level of security out of the box, which is a sandblast zero-day protection. And how can I say that's the highest security ever? Well, yeah, I can show you. NSS Labs did an independent test on all vendors, so they don't just listen to opinions, they actually put the vendors through their paces, and this test was done in late August, and we got the highest zero-day catch rate for 2019 for the breach protection system. As you guys can see, across the board, 100%, but not only that, we had the leading TCO at protected megabits per second. As Dr. Jordan spoke earlier on about AI, the importance of AI and how AI is everywhere, we've been using AI now for the last 4 or 5 years now within our Sandblast network. We have in our third emulation, we have over 100 AI and non-AI engines working together to provide a verdict to get rid of those or to exterminate or eliminate those zero false positives, to provide you with zero false positives. So that's how we do. That's the uncompromising security we can offer from a security point of view. Consolidate. As previously mentioned, our Infinity architecture, we've got the endpoint, the mobile, IoT, cloud, and these gateways fits in under the office and data center, which is our network side of things. So a holistic architecture or the Infinity architecture. Zero touch access. Yes, zero touch has been part of the industry for long now on SMB appliances. However, we can now provide zero touch on enterprise level equipment or appliances, where if you as a customer want to expand a business or want to have a new building and you need new gateways, where traditionally you will have PS have hundreds of hours or a couple of hours just to get that site up and running. Now with the new gateways or with the new zero touch on the enterprise gateways, we can take hours to minutes. Literally get the box, unpack the box, plug it in, connect the network cable, and click the activation link. We've consolidated as well as the power of R80. With R80, we can now provide with multitasking, admin multitasking, where multiple admins can work on the policies at the same time. But not only that, seeing that automation is very important for a lot of businesses, we have open APIs, and as the APIs evolve, it will just get better. With R80 as well, we provide better security. Since the world moved from TLS 1.2 to TLS 1.3, it's so difficult to intercept that traffic. As everything changed, we've got patent SSL inspection to intercept the traffic. So that's something that is quite awesome out there. And then the flexibility. As most of you know, we can have a manager on-prem in your data center as a Smart One appliance or on an open server, as we are a software company. But now, not only that, we can have a MAS or a managed service as a MAS, where you can use Smart One or our Smart Cloud as the manager as a service MAS. So all you need to worry about is the policies. We'll take care of the heavy lifting, the patching, and make sure that that manager is always updated and working. So the best for last is growth on demand. And here's a very important segment I want to speak about as well. With the scalability, the elasticness, the resilience Checkpoint can offer you in the cloud, we can do that on-prem now as well, with the use with our quantum gateways as well as Maestro. So on the quantum-based scalable security platform, with the newer models, we can push 50 to 70% more full threat prevention throughput than the older models. 1.5 terabits per second full threat prevention scalability. Yes, you heard me correctly, 1.5 terabits per second. It's just phenomenal. But not only that, we took the environment into consideration here. With our power consumption, which is much less, as well as our heat footprint, which is 2.5 greener than our competitors. So that was quantum. What about moisture? So how does moisture work? Well, let's take this as a scenario. You as a customer can go to any vendor, you purchase your gateway, and let's say, for instance, you go with a 6600, which is on screen, which is 3.7 gigs per second over there. That 3.7 gigs will stay with you for the lifespan of that device. So even though your traffic peaks or you need more throughput, for you to handle that more throughput, you actually need to purchase a new appliance or a bigger appliance just to cope with that traffic load. Well, that's not the story anymore with the use of Maestro and the quantum gateways. What we can do now is we can just add another gateway to the solution and we just double it. So where traditionally you have a 1 plus 1 equals 1, now you can have a 1 plus 1 equals 2. So if that 3.7 can go up to 5.4 gigs per second. But let's say you get a big influx of network traffic and you need more than that. Mix and match is not a problem. So if you've got a 6600 and you need more than that, you can just slot in a 16600 or a 28000, dependent on your requirements. So the mix and matching is quite phenomenal as well for the Maestro hyperscaling. We, as Checkpoint, is the only network security solution in this industry. We can have up to 52 gateways into a Maestro hyperscale orchestrator. But once again, the cloud level resiliency that you have with Checkpoint in the cloud, we can offer that to you on-prem as well. You've got 3 gateways. If one die or something happens to one of those gateways, the other 2 will pick up the load and just carry on. So that is where Quantum and Maestro works together. And as you guys can see, it can go up to 1.5 terabits per second just on the 28000s. Maestro. So a quick overview on Maestro. As you guys can see on your screen, top right hand corner, you will have your orchestrators or your orchestrator. And then below the orchestrator, there's 8 gateways or 8 security appliances over there, which is split into 2. Security Group 1 and Security Group 2. So Security Group 1 or SG1 can be assigned to your campus, and SG2 can be assigned to your data center. When you log into your manager, you're not going to see 8 gateways. You're only going to see 2, which is SG1 and SG2. So we consolidate those 4 gateways into a single gateway, and this is how we get our throughput. So in that scenario, it will be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives you 4, or 3.7 gigs per second times 4. So this is how the orchestrator works, and you can have up to 52 gateways in this scenario. And now here is the best part. The auto scaling that you get in the cloud is now on-prem. How do we do this? Well, we configure a scale up, scale down policy on the orchestrator. This is the only human intervention that's needed for this part. If the CPU is running higher than 70% for 30 seconds or for an amount of time, we'll take an unassigned gateway and it will actually slide it into a security group that's need that power. If it's less than 30% for 30 seconds or for an amount of time that's needed, it will then remove that gateway. Let me show you. So now we install that policy on the orchestrator. Now, as you guys can see, this timeout, and this is for 30 seconds. In the 30 seconds, what will happen now is the orchestrator will monitor the traffic, it will monitor the CPU level, and there's a lot of the CPU level is spiking because this is a university that just opened up and the students are downloading courseware and there's a lot of traffic, and with high CPU level comes latency, packet drops, and then everybody just blames network. Well, you're quite in safe hands there now, because with the orchestrator, we picked it up, we took a gateway from the unassigned side of things, and we slotted it into Security Group 1. After a few minutes, the orchestrator will then push down the policies, it will push down the firmware and the configurations that's needed for Security Group 1. It will reboot, and it will start processing traffic. So as you can see, in this demo, it went from 70% down to 62% with zero human interaction at all. This is all automated at the back end. Now, in the next scenario, the countdown clock starts again from 30 seconds. This is after hours now. The university doesn't need that power anymore, or it's the university break, the students at home. So what's going to happen now is the orchestrator keeps an eye on the throughput, but we cannot only monitor CPU, but we can do interface throughput as well. So if you need this on the interface, it is possible to do. So now when the 30 seconds are over, the orchestrator says, okay, cool, we don't need that horsepower or that security power anymore within that security group. Let's just put it aside. Let's say it opens up again and that security group 1 needs that horsepower again. It's there ready to run. It just starts it up and it will process traffic on the fly because it will keep the configs, it will keep the policies, it will keep the firmware on that specific gateway. So this is orchestrated and the auto-scaling in essence for you. So once again, what Checkpoint can offer you in the cloud with the scalability, the elasticness, and resilience, we can offer exactly the same for on-prem gateways. As cloud is important, so is on-prem gateways still an important factor for a lot of businesses for your data centers. So, to summarize, on your quantum gateways, the first year sandbox threat prevention is included. Hyperscalability is possible with 1.5 terabits per second of threat prevention by the use of Maestro, and also faster processing of optimal CPU utilization on the newer kit. But also in the beginning, I spoke about the Infinity architecture, the commercial model we have around it. If you guys got any questions in regards to what we can do in the mobile space, the endpoint space, the cloud space, the workloads, the IoTs, please reach out to your Checkpoint representative and we'll be more than happy to discuss each individual technology or how we can secure you with Infinity as the best security technology in the world currently. So thank you guys. If you guys can just complete the survey at the end of this webinar to stand a chance to win a pair of Jabra Elite Active 75T wireless headphones, which I think is just a phenomenal price to have, please do it. And thanks for coming. And yeah, over to you, Alana.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sean. Would you believe we have not a single question that's come through on the Q&A? So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. As Sean said, please do sing out if you would like some help or some guidance with your Checkpoint solutions. We would be happy to support you. Go now and fill in that survey so you can win some earpods. And join us for the networking and drink session with prize giving up next with Dave Rosenberg. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bula Venica.